How's it going, everyone? It's Juan Romero here from SwitchWatch, back with another review. Today it's Danmaku Unlimited 3, which is a bullet hell shooter. If you're into the genre, today's question of the day is, what is your favourite bullet hell type of game? Leave me a comment in the section down below. The game was provided by Doragon Entertainment, so thank you very much. Let's get into the review of Danmaku Unlimited 3. In the SwitchWatch team, if you've watched our videos or read our written reviews, then you'll know that we have Jordan, who reviews a lot of shooters for us on the Switch platform. I've reviewed my fair share, but ask who the bullet hell shooter man is, and that's my bag all day, every day. Jordan might argue, but we can have that argument another time. Now, if you've played legendary classics such as Ikaruga, Dodonpachi or Touhou, then you know what you're going to be in for with the Danmaku series. This game was inspired by those classics, and Danmaku Unlimited 3 has come a long way in terms of production value since the first one back in 2013, made by only one man. Now, Danmaku 3 has already been on Steam and mobile devices, and now it's the debut on the Switch. In terms of audio, the musical style of this game really sets it apart from other shooters I have played, especially bullet hell. Here we have a rock soundtrack made by the very talented Blankfield from Tokyo, and from the outset it really gets you hyped up. I love the soundtrack in this game. There are some fantastic guitar riffs, but some really beautifully played melodic tunes, and I really appreciated the music here. Sound effects are fine, but they are drowned out a little bit by the music, which I think has been done on purpose here. In any case, it's fine with me, and I certainly don't see it as a negative. The explosions sound a little bit more subdued than in other shooters of similar ilk, but your weapons sound nice and satisfying, especially the laser beam. In terms of visuals and performance, this is an old school shooter, but visually this game is really crisp. The bullet patterns are really colourful and pop off the Switch's screen, especially in docked mode. The game runs at a beautifully smooth 60 frames per second, and I noticed no slowdown at all. The ship and your weapons are fantastically over the top, with picks being from a wide blue laser or less wide fire laser beam. Both seem to almost take up the whole screen, but it looks truly awesome. Enemy ships have quite a varied look, and they do look ominous. My only gripe is it would have been nice had there been a little bit more variety in the level design backgrounds, as they're all quite similar. Being able to play this in tape mode, turning the Switch vertically, is a great addition as well. In terms of challenge and gameplay, if you've never played bullet hell games before, then these type of shooters are often very challenging, and here it's no different. Even though the game lasts for no longer than say 45 minutes to complete, even in easy mode, people are going to find this quite a challenge. The game does a good job of making it accessible for newer players, but by the very nature of bullet hell games of this type, they're often very difficult to master, and here is no different. Now, bosses are really tough. You get to the latter stages here and you're going to require multiple cycles to beat them, and learning the bullet patterns is essential, as well as using bombs and trance mode at the right times. They can be really frustrating at first, but once you start to memorise the patterns, the hypnotic dance can be a thing of beauty. To beat the true boss though, you will need to beat the game on one of the harder difficulties. So talking about the modes, you have two modes here. One's Spirit mode and one's Graze. Both are contained within the campaign. Spirit mode is aimed for less hardcore players, and Graze is aimed for the expert player. Now in Spirit mode, this can be played in either easy, normal, hard or true, which is the most difficult level, whereas Graze mode can only be played in hard or true. Now there are differences such as enemy bullet patterns, but both modes will give you a stern challenge either way. Now the scoring system here in Danmaku is simple to understand. It's one of those things that makes this franchise so good, because while it's easy to pick up, accomplishing high scores can be very difficult. The Spirit Graze system is really addictive. When an enemy fires a bullet at you, you can either graze them while the round is live, or shoot the enemy craft where the bullet came from, and this turns it into a spirit, or in other words a harmless blue ball of energy. Fly your ship over them, and the little bar on the left will count how many bullets you've flown over, and the challenge here is to keep that run going of picking up these spirit bullets to keep that meter up so you can gain some massive multipliers, and of course that will give you a better score. The GRAZE system also counts towards this, and this is when your ship grazes live bullets which passes close to your ship without killing you, but this is so much more dangerous as one slight wrong move and you could end up dead. With the amount of bullets on screen, there's plenty of opportunity, but also plenty of ways to get yourself killed. Now, while all this is going on, you'll be filling your trance meter on the right. Use this at the right time to make your weapons go into a hyper-destructive mode, which takes out all enemies a lot quicker. It also serves to get you out of some really tight situations and turns bullets into gold. Collect as many of these as possible for some mega scores. Seeing as there's only 2 ways to charge your trance meter, it always gives you an incentive to allow enemy crafts to shoot out bullets before you take them down. You can use the bullets to your advantage all the time. The game is always about balance, dodging bullets to survive, grazing and turning bullets into spirit bullets for those incredibly high scores. As always though, this is always going to be challenging for most people. In terms of weapon configurations, there is some different ones that you can choose from at the beginning of the game. None of them make the gameplay hugely different, but it's good to have the choice to suit your playstyle, and there's 25 combinations, although not all are available from the beginning. When you do begin, there's 2 types of laser, one with a sort of more width but less powerful, and one with less width but is more powerful, and your secondary weapon focuses that laser beam by pressing A and X together. This makes your ship's movement slower but allows you to take some of the bosses down quicker, or is useful in situations where you just need more power to take down tougher enemies. You also have bombs which clear most of the screen of bullets coming towards you and are very useful if you set them to go off when your ship takes a hit as a last form of defense which spares a life. I would make sure though that your trance weapon goes off manually when you want it to, otherwise the default setting here is for it to go off automatically, which you don't want, especially if you want to get those high scores. You can unlock more configurations by completing the game, and completing the game also unlocks some of the bonus features which allows you to play boss, rush, free play or boss free play. All are pretty self-explanatory. In terms of value then, the game is certainly worth your hard-earned cash in my opinion. You get 5 levels, and sure you can complete this in as little as 45 minutes or so, but that's not what this game's all about. I've already put in a substantial amount of time on this game to master and learn each of the levels, each of the boss's patterns. Each time I want to get better and improve my scores, I play again. I often spend many hours on these types of game, and for me they're more of an investment. They're games that never really get old for me, and I come back to time and time again. If you're like me in that sense, then you'll get a lot of enjoyment out of this game, and for $9.99, or if you're a bullet hell fan, then this needs to be on your Switch. In terms of my verdict, Danmaku Unlimited 3 is a worthy addition to the Switch, especially for bullet hell lovers. It's very difficult and challenging, but I suspect most people who buy bullet hell games don't buy them for their ease. So in that respect, it's always going to appeal to more of a niche crowd. The developer has made this accessible to casual players though, but it's still tough. The game itself is fantastically challenging, with beautiful bullet hell patterns wrapped in a great little package, and if this is your jam, it's a very worthy addition to your collection. Just don't go in expecting an easy game, because this can be one of the toughest games to get good at, especially at the higher difficulty levels. True mode is a true test, and one that can take an age to perfect. For me then, an 8.5 out of 10. A really good game here, guys. Now if you enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate it if you hit that like button. That just tells us guys whether you liked the video, whether you liked our work or not. Leave me a comment down below, let me know your thoughts on sort of bullet hell shooter games. What's your favourite of all time? Mine's probably the Dodonpachi series, really like those. And also, if you're a new watcher here, then please consider subscribing for more reviews like this one. Really appreciate seeing you next time. But for those of you who know me well, my name's Juan Romero, and I'll see you again on the next one. Take care.